Let's
talk
about
sex.
Hi, I'm Megan.
I'm Imogen.
And I'm Cerys.
And we are
Bleed Between the Lines.
This is our podcast about, this episode of the podcast is about women's sexual health and education around women's sexual health.
And masturbation.
Yeah. Let's crack on. I think we should get into it by talking about contraception because I feel like that's kind of like it's a very big subject in sexual health. Can I ask what contraception have we been on?
I've been on 2 different pills. And I'm currently on the coil, and I'm waiting for it to get taken out.
Are you still waiting for it to get taken out?
Yeah, I've been waiting since January to get it taken out. And I had so much faff with the doctors and everything, because they booked me in an appointment. We did a phone call, and they tell you to not have sex before you get it taken out. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then they never got back to me, and then I ended up getting deregistered from my doctors somehow because of this whole appointment. Yeah. And then they called me up the other day and they were like, do you want an appointment in 2 weeks? I was like, yes!
Yes, please. Yes! I don't want this in my body anymore.
Yeah, so, yeah.
But the fact that something that you don't want in your body, and it's still in there because the doctors just won't take it out.
And it's nearly May now.
I know, 4 months.
That's wild.
4 months. But yeah, that's what I've been on.
So I actually did not want to be on any contraception at all. We're keeping that in.
Go on.
I didn't want to be on any contraception at all. And I was on a mini pill, which is a secondary pill. It's not contraception, it's just hormones. Because I have PCOS, so that made me have a period. And then my doctor was like, we're not giving you that anymore. They were like, no, you have to get it reviewed and we're not giving you it anymore. And you're going to be on the proper pill. I have never wanted to be on the proper pill. I was like, no, I'm okay, thanks. But now I'm on it and I hate it so much. It's not it for me. I don't know, I feel manic. I feel crazy when I'm on it.
If you don't mind me asking, why are you on it?
Because basically I don't get my period. So I need to take something that makes my hormones this is not going to be very medically accurate, but if I take it, I assume the hormones then make me have my period.
Yeah, I had a friend that had the same experience, and that's what the doctor said.
PCOS.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they will not officially diagnose me with it yet. They said you can't be diagnosed until you're 25. But they said you have it, but we can't officially diagnose you until you're 25.
I'm sorry, what difference does it make?
What difference does it make, to be honest? It's not going to change in that time. So I'm on the pill. I'm not loving it. It's not the vibe for me. And I'm definitely gonna have to I'm really wanting to change it.
Yeah.
What about you, Megan?
So I'm a lesbian.
Let's start the episode by saying.
So I have never taken any pills. I don't use any contraception, anything like that. So in that way, I'm very uneducated. I just know from my mates. I like being out with my mates and people are like, oh, my alarm's gone off. I'm gonna go and take a pill. I'm like, sorry, soul sister. You go do that. You go do that.
You go do that.
And
then you're like, I'm buzzing. I'm not.
I'm like, I'm just vibing.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah, I'm just here for the vibes.
Also, can we just say we're not hating on contraception.
No.
It's so it's so good for so many people.
Yes.
But I think you just need to find the right one.
Yeah, and definitely if it doesn't sit right with you in your body, listen to your body all of the time.
Yeah.
I'm a baby gay, and so that's why I went on the coil when I was still dating men.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that I went on the coil because it was mainly because I was having really heavy periods, but also because I was having sex. And it's the fact that I just kind of realised a few months ago, I was like, no, I don't want this thing in my body anymore because I want to feel like I'm in control of my own hormones.
Yeah. And
so it goes the same with anyone who has contraceptives. Don't just get it because you feel like you need to, because no offense, guys, but if you're going and saying that you don't want to wear condoms, naughty. And so
can I just sorry,
no, go on.
Can I just recommend latex free condoms? Yes. Changed my life. They're incredible. I I'm like allergic to latex, so my plus don't like the latex condoms.
Yeah.
Latex free condoms if you're gonna use them, so good. Recommend just purely because like if you have to have something inside you like contraception or condoms, like oral contraception condoms, whatever, like I would say it's better to have the less chemicals the better for me.
Yes.
So I would recommend latex free condoms.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm
that.
recommending.
Yeah.
I would
say perfect for me actually. But yeah, I will say from that, if we're gonna talk about protection in that way, I do feel like lesbians don't realise that they should be using protection. And I can't lie, like nobody's perfect. As Hannah Montana said, like we're not always gonna
Yes.
But
you quote that queen.
yeah. But what I have realised when I talk to people, like I brought up recently to some of my gay friends, I was like, oh, dental dams, and they're like, what?
I don't know what a dental
No,
dam
I
is.
literally like.
Please educate us.
Okay,
on what
so
a
a dental dam is almost like this little bit of, it's almost like a latexy material that you can place onto your vulva area, or you can put it on your anus as well, so that then if any, you want to do anything down there, you're protected from
like
anything from the person doing stuff and also
from you.
liquids down there. And it's a way of like, if you don't know someone very well, you still get all the same pleasure.
Yeah.
It's just that bit of protection. It's that thing of like just getting a man to wear a condom. It's really not that hard, like it's just like a little bit of protection to help you. Because I feel like so many lesbians are like, oh no, but we don't get STDs.
I think on the contraception thing, it should be between, like, say you're in a relationship, like if you don't want to use a contraception, don't. But I think it's always, like I say, it's about everything, communication. Just communicate, like, should we be wearing a condom, or should we be wearing a condom on this, or should we just not wear anything? Like, I just think,
obviously, if you don't want to get pregnant, then
maybe
use one.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
but
like,
it's all down to the person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And I always think, I think we should be allowed, like, I don't think the first call to action for women should be, let's just put you on the pill. I think you should always, like, I think there should be so much more education and research for yourself into what is best for you. Like, is it the coil? Is it the implant? Is it, like, I think the first port of call should not just be the pill.
Yeah.
Which I think takes us on to education that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And education in schools around sexual health in general, not just contraception.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. Like you wanted to talk
about
I
that, think there's such a lack of education when it comes to sexual health that's not to do with reproduction. Yeah. You never get taught about pleasure. I remember there's so many people, I didn't even know what a clitoris was. I was like, I don't know what this is. And that is like, it's so important to learn because it's the only human organ that's for pleasure.
Yeah. And that's so important.
Yeah, and I feel like it's so forgotten. And people think it's just the bean, but it's not. It's like,
that's the medical term, the bean.
Yeah, the bean, guys. If you Google that, it's in all the anatomy
medical books.
But like, it goes down. It's like a whole thing and people don't know.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous that we don't get taught that.
I didn't know that, like, a clitoris erected.
Can actually.
Like, it's the fact that I didn't know that until maybe 2-3 years ago. Yeah. And I was like only 22 at that time. And it's like, what?
And what do you mean my body's doing something I don't know about?
No, but it's the fact that it also explains, like, obviously why the clitoris is, like, so goddamn sensitive.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that people, when it comes to all that stuff, they just don't even know. Like,
I don't even I don't remember particularly being taught about sexual health in school. Like, I know I did, like, in year 6. How old are you in year 6? Like 11?
Yeah.
Like, I remember faintly being told about periods. At this point, like, I hadn't had my period till I was 13. Like, I hadn't had that yet. But I don't remember specifically ever being taught about, like, what sex was, sexual health. Yeah. Do you remember, did you find out about what sex was through sexual health? Because I didn't. I was on the way to, I was on a school trip, and this girl was like, do you know that that sex is like this and this? And I was like, what?
You're like, what?
I was like, genuinely like, what?
So when a man gets his pee-pee.
Yeah, like, I was like, girl, what mind-blowing
What
information that probably should have been delivered by an educator, but wasn't. What, like, when did you, do you remember when you found out what sex was?
I don't really remember. I remember, this is so rogue, but when I was really young, when I was like, God, I didn't even know. I would have been like younger than year 4. One of my really close friends, her mum was a lot more open about stuff, so taught her what sex was, and she came to mine and put it on YouTube. She was like, you want to see sex? And I was like, like it's just one of those things you sort of learn from osmosis. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what
You just
happened.
kind of one day wake up and you're like,
you're
just
like, oh, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Do you remember, or do you just like a thing that you just woke up one day?
I don't really know. Well, I can't actually remember like when the birds and the bees like came about.
Yeah.
It's like I just woke up one day and just like kind of like knew. Like
Yeah.
I was just like, I know that this is something I should not talk about.
Yeah.
Like pointing at my like vulva. I'm like, I know I shouldn't talk about this, and I know I shouldn't talk about a boy's pee-pee.
Yeah.
And like I just knew that something romantic would happen, and then you get taught it like throughout high school and things like that. But it's like, why on earth am I watching a video about a guy having a wet dream? Why am I watching that?
We watched the cartoons where it was like swimming. Like it was people swimming. There was a woman in a floaty line.
Oh, like a lila.
And then men were like swimming up to her.
Oh.
We watched that, and I just faintly remember it, and I was like, "What is?"
You're like, okay.
I was like, "I've witnessed something. I don't know what it is."
Yeah, I feel like there's this really weird fear mongering with the idea. It's like they don't teach us what sex is, and then they teach us like, oh no, babies. You know what happens when babies happen?
Terrified.
That's scary. And then they go STDs. That's scary. Maybe just don't look into it. Maybe don't do it. And then on top of that, the idea that you get such a base level knowledge of straight sex, no LGBTQ plus issues are ever brought up. Well, in my experience anyway, I never got taught anything. I never even got taught that gays existed.
Well, it's the fact that like gay men aren't even like taught how to douche and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I didn't even like. Obviously, I'm not a gay man, but it's like I didn't even know fully what douching actually was until I got it like explained to me in immense detail, and I was just kind of like, oh my god. So
and it like they create that. This then creates like a taboo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it comes from the tradition of like back in the day when you had to be married to have children, or it was like a big thing. Like, oh, like we should just scare them into not having sex. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like, oh, this is the kind of like, this is straight sex, this is lesbian sex, and this is how to look after yourself when you're doing it.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, and also it's a weird thing because I think lesbian sex becomes a taboo, and I can't speak for gay men, but from what I can tell, it becomes a taboo. I have straight people, like my friends, be like, so like, how does it work? And I'm like, I never go up to straight people. I'm like, so how does that work?
So how does your sex work?
So what do you like doing? What's up with that? I'm like, babe, that's your own journey. If I'm really close to someone, I will. But there's that always really weird thing of coming out to someone, and then the first thing they think about is sex. And it's like
it should be like we should just have a base knowledge. Of...
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like if someone came up to me and they're like, oh, this is my boyfriend, and they were straight,
and you went,
okay,
like,
so yeah,
what positions have you done?
So what do you like? Like, how does that work for you two in that way?
That's kind of wild.
Yeah, and I think it's because of that lack of education that you get, and so it's just like, oh well, you have to educate me now.
Yeah.
I don't
really fancy doing that. Like in a coffee shop, in a restaurant. I really fancy
don't
doing
want to do that in the Costa, to be honest.
I think we also we have
in my notes.
Yeah. We've got notes.
We've got notes. We wanted to talk about how like sex is meant to feel good.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that like with whole talking about like it being taboo. And like it's how some people can't even like Miranda Hart. She can't say the goddamn word. And like it's the fact that people get so afraid of talking about it. And like you saying about how it's like it's only taught through reproduction in schools, and it's like
sex doesn't have to be for a baby.
No, exactly. It is like a completely natural thing for us humans to do. Because at the end of the day, like
it's about pleasure.
Yes, it's a natural instinct. Like we were talking before about how like when we were going through puberty and stuff, we felt like such weirdos for like touching ourselves.
Yeah. Like, and it's so natural, but you're like, no one speaks about it. You hear guys speak about what they do, but no girls ever speak about it. You say, you're like, oh, I'm so weird.
Like men are so like in the pub. They're like, this is such a stereotype. By the way, men are like, oh, you know, me and the missus last night or whoever, and it's like women like, and then women are like, oh, like, is that TMI?
Yeah.
No. Like,
no.
I mean, you absolutely should have conversations. Like, you should know if one friend doesn't want to talk about sex, the other is happy to. Like, you should absolutely do that. But TMI is sort of like, oh, like, I'm sorry, this is really embarrassing. Like, I had sex last night. No, it's not.
No,
it's not embarrassing at all.
Like, if anything, we were saying this before. It's like I absolutely love talking about sex, because I also love hearing people talk about the dumbest shit that they've done. Like, it's like, oh,
I love
like,
a funny story.
yeah, it's like, oh, we tried this last night. Oh, it's a bit stupid. Okay.
Or like when
Sex
like
is meant to be
someone
stupid.
tells like a funny joke during sex, you're like, that's
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah. Like, it's the fact that make it a funny thing. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, you're two vulnerable people who are fully naked in front of each other.
Yes.
Like, you're gonna be vulnerable. You've fully seen each other. You might as well just, like, you know.
And like if you talk about like you should just be able to talk to your friends, or you should at least, or like family members, like me and my mum, we could talk about whatever. Like you should, I think everyone should, if they can, have someone that they can they can talk so openly to.
Absolutely.
The more the merrier, actually.
Yeah.
No,
The more the merrier.
definitely.
But
Definitely.
it shouldn't be like, I don't like the word TMI. I'm not into
No,
it. I
yeah.
get boundaries, but I don't like being like, oh sorry guys, like you go on like a full like chat about like the amazing Valentine's Day sex you had, and you're like, sorry guys.
Sorry, TMI.
Yeah.
No. If you're close with someone,
Yeah.
then
It-
you
it
be
should
happy
be
to talk
fine.
about that. And also, I think the more we talk about it, the more it becomes normalized, the more people are educated.
Yeah.
And so it's better for everyone.
The less
you know?
chances you have of someone coming up to you and being like, so how's lesbian sex?
Yeah, well,
work?"
how does that work again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, like, see, for me, like, I just thought of something where, like, a few years ago, I remember being at a house party and me and this girl were, like, talking about how we both experience orgasms. And we were like, oh my god, do your legs shake too? And I was like, yeah, my legs shake. I'm like, my whole body shakes. And it's the fact that we were like, oh yeah, like, and the fact that we were both relating to that. But then my mate was also stood there and she was like, I've never had an orgasm.
Yeah.
And like, and it's the fact that I felt bad because I was also like, oh my god, have you not? But it wasn't like a, oh my god, you
It
haven't.
was just like,
It was like
oh,
it was like, orgasms feel amazing. How have you not had one?
like, you really want, you should have one if you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
kind
it's
of
like, and it's the fact that people don't feel comfortable like touching themselves or even talking about that topic, where it's just, it should just be completely normalized. Like, go into Ann Summers and just look at the toys.
Yeah, have a chat with the Ann Summers employee. That's what they're there for.
Oh, exactly. Like, they will literally come up to you and just be like, is there anything that you like?
Like,
Fuck off.
What kind of rose do you want today? Like, yeah.
And it's like, oh, look at this wand over here.
Yeah, like it's such a bonding experience. Like the amount of, especially when I moved into my first house and I came to uni, the way that me and my housemates bonded, we all went to Ann Summers.
Hell yeah.
So-
And we
Bonding
all
experience.
picked out stuff and like spoke to each other and spoke to the woman working there. And immediately, because you've spoken about something so intimate and so vulnerable, you're immediately closer.
Yeah.
And I love it. I just love going with my mates.
And it's not embarrassing. Like, I went into
No.
Ann Summers and I was like, oh my god, like, who,
Yeah.
like, it was near my work. Ann Summers in York is near, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like, someone's from work.
It's
So
Phoebe.
it doesn't matter. It's a
Yeah.
shop. Like, it's literally fine.
Also, get your 10% student discount. Get
Get your student discount.
your
Yeah.
student discount
Yeah,
while
like-
you can.
Yeah, it's like, make the most of it. Like,
Yeah.
what's really good as well, Ann Summers have like loads of great sales.
Yeah,
They have
do.
so many good
exploit the
sales.
sales.
But like, obviously, yeah, it's gonna be a bit shit if you like buy a toy and you realise it's not for you. But that's absolutely fine.
That's part
Yeah.
of the journey. I
Yeah,
would
it's
say.
like you've got a bloody thing that does like a whole clitoris suction thing.
Yeah.
You've got wands, you've got
the
roses,
clits catered
you've got
for.
yeah, you've
Yeah,
got
it
little
is.
bullets, like,
Yeah.
you've got a rabbit. Like,
Yeah.
go to fucking town,
Go to town.
and it's like, just try it.
Yeah.
Like,
And also,
I think
like,
it's great.
I also think coming back, like, this kind of links to the education stuff. I think that like masturbation as well. We need to know like you. Rumor has it. I don't know. I'm not claiming this to be medical sense, but like that you should pee after sex. Like
Yes.
I'm sure you should, but I can't say you should pee. Like I'm a
Yeah,
doctor. But I also have heard that you should pee after you masturbate. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that
Yeah.
like it is recommended that you have a wee
Yeah,
after you
yeah.
masturbate.
Wait, can
because-
you elaborate on that? Because
So like I didn't like so I didn't know. I can't even, I've seen it in a medical book. I saw it where it's like, oh, like it's like the myth, the cranberry myth. Like cranberry's just gonna
Yeah.
help you with UTIs.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on UTIs. But like it is rumored that you should also wee after you masturbate. And like I just think we should be taught in general what is good, like to like look after the inside, like because you can clean yourself in the shower, but do you know how to make sure that you're clean like inside?
Yes.
Is
Oh
what I'm
my
trying
God.
to say. Like
yeah,
what like I think we should be taught like, do you wee after sex? Do you wee after you
Yes.
masturbate? Like what is the best thing to do? Because I don't believe like the first time I had sex didn't wee afterwards because I didn't know you could do that. Like, I didn't know you were meant to do that.
Yeah.
And I got like a killer UTI, and I was like, if someone had told me, if I'd been taught when I was 13, when I first learned what sex was, that you should probably wee after it, it would have been way better. Like, that's what.
Yeah.
That's
and it
what
would have
I'm
taken
trying
a teacher 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not only that, it goes with like, learn how to clean your vulva properly.
Yeah.
Like, forget the Femfresh. I'm calling them all out. Forget the Femfresh. Forget like bloody soap. Just hot water. Like, not even
Get
hot
the
water.
jet wash
Like
on.
nice water.
Get the power washer.
maybe for the evening. For a good time. But it's like it's the fact that I'm only just figuring out that like you literally only just need one water down there.
Yeah.
And like you do not need any sort of scented products because it just like disrupts your pH scale.
Yeah.
And like so
we need to know about pH scales. Like,
yes.
I feel like I know nothing about actually what's going on inside my body. Like, why do I not have a period as someone who has PCOS? I don't like, why do I not have that? Like, I don't know. What's the coil doing inside your body? Like, do you really know what the coil's doing?
Hell no.
Exactly. Like, we should be taught this.
It's very real.
Yeah. Do we have homework? Do you have homework?
Go to Anne Summers. Like go with your friends. Do not go with your parents. Go with your friends.
Or go with your parents.
If
you're tight like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
I would
actually. Some
but
people
like, I think
go with a trusted.
Yeah, go with the people you feel closest to.
Yeah, that's probably the best way.
Yeah.
Go with someone that you feel closest to because it's a vulnerable topic, it's a taboo topic, and we don't want you to feel like that you can't go and just experience shit about yourself. So
You might learn something while you're
honestly,
there.
spread your legs, get your mirror down there, okay? Like, take a look at what's down there. Go and Google, like, everything about the whole female anatomy down there. Learn about it.
I say, learn one thing.
Yeah.
One thing, whether it be going to Anne Summers or literally going on Google, learn one thing about your body this week.
Yeah.
About down there.
Yeah.
Right. And
what's your homework?
I think chat about it. About anything to do with sexual health with your friends, like as you were saying, someone you feel close with, so it sort of breaks the stigma. And you have to know that they're comfortable with that topic, but try not to be like, oh, this is TMI, or like, oh, this is so embarrassing. Just be like, this is an experience I had, or even if you just want to chat about something that normally feels too vulnerable because it's about sex, it's just normalizing the topic. I think
I would like to recommend a song. Go out and find a song that is about female pleasure. I don't know how many there is, because there tends to be love songs, but is there songs about female pleasure? I'm gonna go and look for a song about female pleasure. Because I think I was gonna recommend Labour by Paris Paloma, but I feel like I want something more to do with pleasure than anger. It's not like an anger, like it is. It's a right, like God, it's an incredible song. But I'm focusing more on like for this podcast episode being like, oh, I want one about female pleasure.
You want the topic itself to be about that. Yeah.
So a song about is there a Spotify playlist up there about about female pleasure? Go and look for a Spotify playlist about female pleasure.
If you wonder what we're laughing at, Megan's hungry.
Yeah, my stomach is rumbling. This is why we're getting to the end of the pod.
You've got 3 homeworks, and we're going to be checking up.
Yeah.
We're going to be emailing everyone. Have you done your homework? But yeah, we were Bleed Between the Lines. Thank you for listening to our podcast, and check out our social medias. Thank you.